Melky Cabrera now, a 3-year deal. They've made all these moves to turn around that team. Just on this latest one, where does Melky Cabrera fit into that team and that lineup?
Well, he's a a tough out, a good hitter, and I think they didn't have that in the number 2 spot last year. Their number 2 hitters were, I believe, 13th in the American League and on base percentage at about 278, 280. So it's a really tough out to put in front of Jose Abreu, who put up his numbers last year without a lot of support around him. I think Abreu last year in at-bats with runners in scoring position was, I think, tied for 42nd in baseball or in the American League, tied for 42nd in the American League, yet he was 4th in the American League in RBI. So I think, like having Adam LaRoche to hit behind him, I think this is a move that the White Sox make that they think will really maximize their best hitter, Jose Abreu.
It's interesting, Phil, because they've spent about $130 million or so. It looks like combined, they've filled about 5 needs of theirs. I mean, the White Sox really have had the best winter, if you're going to grade it out, of any team in the major leagues, it seems.
Yeah, they've addressed their obvious weakness in the bullpen with not just David Robertson, but also Zach Duke to give them a good left-handed arm out there. They may not be done there. They may still have a right-handed veteran that they'll add. And they improved their strength of the team, which I think that's what you almost never see. I think, one reason the White Sox thought a couple of years ago that they could go from 99 losses to competitive again was because they're building the team behind Chris Sale. They also love Jose Quintana, who's sort of a sneaky good number 2 or 3 starter. The metrics love him, and say last year he was just a tick behind Chris Sale. So you take the front end of the rotation and you add Jeff Samardzija to it. Now the White Sox will have 3 of the top 15 starters in the major leagues going off of the Fangraphs WAR last year, whatever you think that's worth. 3 very good starters. So they've addressed weaknesses, but they also addressed the strength.